continue. We spoke yesterday. God forbid, chas v'shalom, a person sees his wife is not behaving good. She's talking to men that he doesn't want her to talk to. She's going to hiding. He doesn't want her to go to hiding with that man, to seclude themselves, He doesn't want. So it says, in the Mishnah we learned yesterday, and Rabbi Eliezer say, when he warns her, he gives a warning, he has to be with two witnesses. But when she drinks, when she hides herself, she goes into a room where there is black, or in the office that is locked, no windows, all the windows are closed, and this lady with the other guy who husband said not to hide with, they're together hiding for like more than 7-8 minutes, that long, as long as it takes person to do his action. If he did that with him, she was hiding with him, with the other man, she's not allowed to go back to her husband unless she's proven that she's clean. How do you do that? If it would be Beit HaMikdash, you take her to Beit HaMikdash, she drinks the Sota water. But if not, our days, they would be stuck. They're not allowed to live together anymore. Okay. Now, Gemara continues. Rabbi Eliezer says he has to give a warning to her. Listen, what's her name? Esther, Tzipora, Nechama, Ruchama, whatever. Listen, Esther, I don't want you to go into apartment or in the office hiding with this and this boss of yours or workers, co-workers. I don't want you to do that. And if you do that, it's going to be a problem. So she didn't listen. Okay? Amar Rabbi Eliezer says, Maknena al pi shnayim. When he gives a warning, there has to be two witnesses. Now, as you know, all over the world, witnesses cannot be relatives, not to each other, not to them. Gemara says, Ad kan lo pligi. Honestly, until here, all the rabbis agree. When you give warning, Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Yeshua, two witnesses. Ela bekinu yustira. Bekinu yustira. And the kinu yustira, and hiding and warning. Rabbi Eliezer says, when she hides herself and you have one witness, she's asur. Rabbi Yeshua says you need to have two witnesses. So warning and hiding, two witnesses. But aval, betuma'ah, we're holding 2, 4, 5 lines on the bottom. 2a, sota, 2a, 5 lines on the bottom. Aval betum'ah, but if there is a witness that they were living together, that this guy's wife, Esther, and another man, they were living, her boss, whatever, they were living together, if you have a witness, edechad me'eman, even one witness is believed, even though for warning and hiding you need two witnesses. But to be together, if there's one witness who saw the action, even he is believed. So now Gemara says, 1 second, where did you see in the world? I mean, we're talking about Rashaim. Where did you see in the world that people, when they have relations, that they do in public, that everybody could see and say testimony? Oh yeah, I saw them be together. You're not going to see this in life. So what is this talking about? So Gemara says, it's in Halacha, Shulchan Aruch Even Ezer, chapter 17. Over there, Gemara says, let's say you went into the room suddenly, or you opened the door suddenly, and they were getting dressed. Okay? That is one reason to say they had relations. Second relations, when you see by the bed, when they were sleeping, there's a big spit. I'm sorry to ruin your meal today, but this is what Halacha says. When guy and a girl, they having relations, person desires, he gets big spit. Sometimes him, sometimes her. So if you see near the bed there's a big spit, that's a proof that they were together. And of course, if there's a pants down, for example, he was trying to put his pants up fast, or she was trying to put her clothes, undergarments on, and means it was off, or means they were together. So that is asur. Or You see, they went into the room after 15 minutes. They're both coming out, and the door is being unlocked, and then they come out. So it means they were in the office or they were in the room, okay, apartment, and they're both coming out after 15 minutes, door being locked. That's already for sure evidence that they were together. Yes.
Since before that we had Sota and these waters, now we don't have the Bet Hamidash. There's no way to check for them the same way. Now, what if the Bet Din ever gets this situation or this case? How do they ever check and how do they ever prove? Is there a way to check it besides that?
By the way, on the next page, all the way on the bottom, there is an answer to your question. Gemara says, today, no man is allowed to give this kind of warnings to his wife. If he did, and then he caught her, possibly according to Rashash, he should not be living with her together again. According to Rashash, he's not allowed to take her wife because we do have evidence that she didn't live with him together. Of course, but there's different rabbis who come up with many different type of leniencies. There's cameras, there's people walking in and out. You know, today's different world, this and that. If anything done, you would find out. There's many, many different things that you could today use to prove them to get back together. But according to Rashash, if he warned her, even though himself, one-on-one, they were sitting in Rashi, you will see on the next page, on the bottom, follows from the bottom, Rashi says, even though he warned her in one-on-one without doing this at home, he's not allowed to do so. So then you'll ask me a question, 1 second. We talk about normal, sophisticated people, but what if guy doesn't trust his wife? What should we do? If he doesn't trust his wife, what should he do? I mean, they should work on their trust, and they should work on their religious status. They shouldn't come up to the level where they don't trust each other. When they're having issues from each other, they should be speaking this. And this is very important topics, by the way. Okay, let's continue, Gemara. All agree, Rabbi Shua, Rabbi Lezer. Even if one witness says, I saw them together, boom, he is trustworthy. Utnan, and we've learned in a Mishnah, Nami also, Echad Omer Ani Ra'iti Shenitmet. If one witness says, I saw this woman, she was living with this man. Or I saw her living with a co-worker, with her boss. Lo Haita Shota Midoraita. One witness causes her not to drink Sota water anymore. Why? Who you give Sota water to drink? A lady who her husband is suspicious. Maybe she sinned. Maybe she didn't sin. But if you have a witness right in front of you who says, I saw them being together, that witness, that water is not going to help you. We have evidence 100% that she lived with that guy. And therefore, bye-bye, he has to give her a get, and she doesn't drink the Sota water. And she doesn't put herself in risk. She doesn't drink. That's all. She's out. Sota water is only when guy loves his wife. He warned her. He doesn't know if she sinned or not. And we don't want to break the family. So Hashem said, you know what? Put my name in the Sota water. She's clean. Let him drink and let her drink. Let him see that she's trustworthy. He should be happy taking her back home. But when there is a proof that they were together, there's nothing to talk about. There's no Sota water. Take your papers, take your clothing, get an atzlacha rabba. That law even applies today. If any man caught his wife was cheating on him, he's not allowed to live with her 1 minute. Yes.
So back in the day, it seems like when they did Sota, if she was guilty, she would distend, which means her stomach or her portion of the body would bloat and she would pass away, and the person that was with her, apparently, wherever he is, would also pass away. Now, since this doesn't happen these days, and there's no Sota water, now if this person is supposed to let her go, theoretically, there's no death penalty for it, no? Anymore. Because back then they would die.
Who would die?
Both the Sota and the guy that did it.
Yes. Yeah, it's true.
But now they just let him go. Bad Din doesn't put him to death, right?
When? Then or today? I talk about today or I talk about
right. Back then it used to be that when they drank it, and I guess Hashem took care of it because they both passed away. But it seems like this day nowadays, there's no Bet Hamidrash, there's no Sota water. So if he lets her go, but there's no death penalty for either one of them.
That's according to you,
Okay.
Mr. Rochelle. Halacha says in the Gemara. Even though we don't have Beit HaMikdash today, the punishments are still there, not in an exact form of that punishment, but different way of punishments. Until today, these punishments are still applicable. God forbid a man lived with a woman, married woman, with different married women. Him and her get punished severely, and they pay the price basically till today. And this is why you don't understand why sometimes some people tragically get, like right away, rapidly get terrible sicknesses, and they leave the world. Suddenly you hear young men, suddenly you hear young women, suddenly you hear another man and another woman and this and that. Nothing happens for nothing. We don't know and we cannot judge. But we always have kavzachut and pray for people that they should do teshuvah if they did something wrong. But many things happen in life, me and you don't know. And this is why Gemara says many times, we don't have Beit HaMikdash, but the punishments of the Beit HaMikdash, the way it was given then, the same punishments are coming down to this world. And then Gemara says, if someone had to get stoned, or he gets chas v'shalom, terrible downfall, or he falls down, he gets hurt, or he being thrown down, or anything else. And then different types. I don't want to say, I don't like to bring up the Yetzer Hara and the I don't want to give power to the Satan to do some chas v'shalom actions, but the punishments are still applied today. Chas v'shalom. Next, let's go further.
Rabbi, question.
Sure.
What if this exact case with the Ed catching the wife, but she had a twin, and he caught the twin, and they got mixed up with the wife? What happens there?
Who has a twin? She has a twin or he has a twin?
Yeah, she has a twin. The wife.
Okay, that's exactly brought in the Midrashim, I think in the Gemara also. We will see, I think, in this Gemara as well. There was a case, there were two twins. A guy, he took his wife, he called his wife. He said, go get dressed. I'm going to take you to drink Sota water. He stepped out for 20 minutes. She ran to her mom's house, and her sister came out. They were identical twins. Husband didn't even know the difference. So he took her to the Beit HaMikdash. And then she drank nothing. She said to him, you see, I didn't live with anybody, but he said, I saw you with my eyes. He said, no, that was not me. You're making up story. She came home to her mom's house. She gave a kiss to her sister, who was really Zona. That sister blew up and died in the mother's house. So the water, through the kiss of the sister to the other sister, caused her to die. So we see from here, Hashem runs the world. Person cannot get away with tricks.
Yeah, thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you, Mr. Roto. Let's continue further, guys. It's fun Gemara. Let's go. From where do we know if one witness says, I caught her, she was cheating, that she doesn't drink the water according to the Torah, and it's according to the Torah means one witness is good enough. Minalan de meheman edechad. So the Gemara says, how do we know that one witness is good enough? Usually in anything you do, you need two witnesses. A girl is getting married out of the chuppah, Chatan signs the ketubah when? And two witnesses. One witness, you don't do that. Anytime you want to give $1,000 to your friend, you want to $10,000 to your friend, you want to write in the shtar, in the paper, you need two witnesses to sign. One is not enough. And here, to prove a woman wrong to her husband, that she is cheating, one witness is enough. The Tanu Rabbanan, our rabbis learned, ve'ed en ba. It says in the pasuk, and there was no witness. It doesn't say there were no witnesses. The pasuk says over there like this. V'shachav ishota, and another man lived with her. Shichvat zera. Sorry, someone called me. And another man lived with her. Shikhvat Zera, okay, he was with her. V'ne'elam me'enei isha. And she was hiding from her husband. Means her husband didn't see. She was in a hidden place. V'nistera, and she hides herself. Vehi nitma'a. And she is tameh. Means she had relations with another man. Ve'ed and ba. And there was no witness, not witnesses, not two, one. Vehi lo nitpasa, and she was not forced. Means she went to hide from her husband into different room to meet another man, willingly, no force. She was not forced. But what we learn from here, ve'en edba, there was no witness. Means what? The Tanu Rabbanan, our rabbis learned, ve'ed enba. Oh, Gemara says, and you know what means witness? It's a terminology how people talk. It means two witnesses, not one. There was no witness means nobody saw. You don't say nobody, one person. Same thing. There was no witness means witnesses. Ve'ed enba b'shnayim hakatuv medaber. Our rabbis teach us there were two witnesses. Or eno elo afilu bechad. Or maybe it talks about also even if there's one. Talmud lomar lo yakum ed echad beish. Torah says one man should not be a witness in a case of a marriage. So comes out even one witness is good enough to prove that she was mezana. Now we're turning the page. We're going to Bet Amut Bet. 2b. Mi mashma shneimar. Lo yakum ed beish. Since it says. Now you sure you came back? You good?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, thank you. Mi mashma shneimar. We're going to 2b. Since it says Lo yakum ed beish, one witness should not be giving testimony against another man. Any yodeshu echad. That's not guaranteeing that he is alone. Ma Talmud lomar echad. Let's say sometimes when it says lo yakum ed beish, a man should not be witness against another man. That could be two. One says any yodeshu echad. When it says no man as a witness should get up, I know it's one. Ma Talmud lomar echad. So it says en ed echad. No, there's no one witness. Just say witness. You said witness already, it's singular. Why do you say echad? Why you add another word? Ze bana'al. To teach us in the whole entire Torah law. One witness can say about a woman, she is clean, she is not clean. Means she did znut or she didn't do znut. So this is where we learn from. Ed echad. Kol makom sheneimar. The general rule. Anywhere it says ed, hare kan shnayim. Anytime it says in the all over the Torah, witness, it means two. Ed, ad she'yiplod lecha katuv echad. Until Torah singles out the word echad. When Torah says the word ed, it means witnesses. But when Torah says ed echad, that means one witness. Anytime it says ed echad, it means one witness. That is the law throughout the Torah. But Amar Rachamana, and our rabbis, and the Torah teaches, Tre ledba el echad. What means the ed echad en ba? What does that mean? Ed echad, the Torah says. It means there were no two witnesses, but there was only one. Vehi lo nitpasa, and she did not go into hiding. Since she was now forced, asura. Since she went to hide without force, she went willingly, that's already asura. You should know, if Cohen's wife is being forced and someone lives with her, she's never allowed to go back to her husband because she's Cohen's wife. If she would be Israelite, she's allowed to go to her husband. She didn't do willingly, she was forced. But when, even Israel's wife, when she goes, not Cohen, Levi, and Israel, if she goes willingly, she's never allowed to go back to her husband. So that's what it says over here. And she was not forced, she went willingly. Asura is forbidden to her husband. But the reason that Torah says one witness should not go give testimony against another man, if Torah wouldn't say ed echad be'ish, I would think ad ed the sota chadhu. I would think that any time has to do with sota is one witness. But when there's not even one witness who is giving testimony that she was hiding, she was in a hidden place with another man, it's the therefore I need a pasuk to say ve'ed. I need the pasuk 1 second to say ve'ed enba. Ve'ed enba means one witness, and there was no one witness on her. Means would be one witness, she would be proven that she's not allowed to go back to her husband.
The Rabbi,
Yeah.
I would assume that if someone want to do something evil or something they're not supposed to, first of all, or someone wanted to say, for example, saw a woman and he wanted, and she's married to a Cohen or something, that's if he did something by force to the woman, technically speaking, since she became forbidden to the Cohen, should she be forbidden to him as well?
To that man?
Yes.
Always. It says asura lebaal, asura laboel. She's forbidden to the husband. She's forbidden to the one who forced her.
So I guess something like this doesn't happen to anyone, I guess.
You
so there's no
see,
incentive.
you see, in your case, it's a little bit different. I'll tell you why. If the guy, let's say, is Cohen, right? So anytime a person who, I could talk a little bit straight because we have adults here. A person who is a raper, right? He goes and he rapes a woman. He violates her. Okay, he violated her, and now, let's say she's Cohen's wife. She's not allowed to go back to her husband. So because this guy made her forbidden to her husband, he's not allowed to take her. Or maybe if she's Israeli now, right? She's married to Israel, and he goes violates her. He violated her. Now she's allowed to go back to her husband. I would think if something happens to the husband, he's allowed to take her back. No, he's still not allowed to take her back. Okay.
What is the distinction to the Cohen? So it means she's forbidden to everyone, whether it's Israel, Levi, or Cohen.
No, if anybody, God forbid, a person who violates a woman is not allowed to take her back ever. He's not allowed to be with her. Unless he violated her when she was not married. Then Torah gives him punishment. Torah says, you violated her, now you have to take her, and now never allowed to divorce her. You understand?
But what if she didn't want to get married to begin with? I understand if they did it when they were not supposed to because the father wouldn't allow it, the parents wouldn't allow it, and they did it and they were forced to give it to him.
Maloshen didn't want. This is maybe 150 years this question coming. 400, 500 years ago, Rama writes in Shulchan Aruch, people who had daughters they would marry their daughters off to 15, 20, 25, 30 years older than them guys. Why? Because woman was very dependent on her husband. They were all uneducated. Women did not go to school. They did not know how to read, how to write. They did not know how to be breadwinners. They did not have nothing, only kitchen. And women were fighting to get married. And why? Look at your family, like my family, anybody's family. Why 70, 80 years ago, our grandparents, first cousins, they got married? Why? Because there's few reasons. Reason number one, people were worried that another person's grandparents should be real Jews. That's number one. Yichus. They wanted to make sure that Avlod is 100% Jewish. That's reason number one. Reason number two, they wanted to make sure that another person will take care of her. Because women were not making parnasa. So they wanted to make sure that they would not, father had to make sure that their daughter will not die from hunger. And they were very hard times. So people just to marry, well, let's say guy Talmid Chacham. You know, people would fight for Talmid Chachamim. Now it's different generation a little bit, but those days, people would give out 12-year-old girl to marry 25-year-old guy. Because he's Talmid Chacham, because he's good yichus and good family avlot. You understand? So those days, people would fight to get married. Girls would never. You ever heard divorce? You ever heard the woman answer back something to her husband? No, there's no such a thing. Not because they were chas v'shalom. No, just women had no such a right. Today, women have equal rights. The churban, so many divorces chas v'shalom. But olden times there was no such a thing. People used to fight to get married. This is why in the Gemara Kiddushin in Ketubot, there was a rabbi, Resh Lakish. He would say like this phrase: "Tav lemitav tandu, milemitav armelu." A woman rather marry kakota cholok or missing eye guy or weirdo, just not to be called that she is lonely, that she is like a widow. You understand? It was very known thing that women would fight to get married.
But Rabbi,
Okay?
it's Omer now. You speak his music to the ears right now. We can't listen to that music.
What?
Right now it's Omer. You're speaking music to the ears. We can't listen to music. We're more so obedient and listen to the husband.
No. I'm telling you a cappella songs. You're allowed to listen to them.
Позвони, пожалуйста.
You're good, Rochelle, you're good. Okay, guys, let's go. Yeah, we'll go further a little bit. I go a little bit fast, okay? Yeah, but because we need to hurry up. In like 5-6 minutes, I have to stop. But we didn't even hold 1/3 of. Give me a second. 1 second. One second. Guys, 1 second. Okay, 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go further. Sakedat Chamina Eid Emba. So what does that mean? I would think to say Eid Emba. She doesn't have a witness. Means En Neimanba. Maybe he's not believed. En Neimanba. Gemara says, what? He's not believed. Elamai boy ad ika rei lishtakromine. Maybe it comes to teach you need 2 witnesses. Let Pasuk not say. Why it says Ein Ed by 1 witness? There is no the Atia davar mimamon, because it's learning out davar mimamon. How? By monetary case. It says the word al pi edechad al pi shnayim edim yakum davar. It says over there, when you give money to your friend, you need to have 2 witnesses. Same thing. when you get married, maybe you also need two witnesses, or maybe when she's hiding, you need to have two witnesses. Maybe you need to have two witnesses because she's hiding. And I will know that in all the witnesses situation in the Torah, all the witnesses cases, you need to have two witnesses. It's taricha. So when it also said that Chamina, I need to say Eden ba one. In this case, when woman is proven that she's cheating, even one. Even though in all monetary cases in the world, you need two witnesses. The whole Torah, you need two witnesses. Here to prove woman that she cheated on her husband, you need one. Maybe I would think to say Sota is different than Aglaim Davar. Why? Why Sota is different? Because husband already warned her. Why he warned her? Because she's misbehaving. She's 2 o'clock in the morning texting to another man. So husband says, listen to me. I see you texting another man, and I feel that you are being not trustworthy to me. And because you're not trustworthy to me, you're texting another man till late night. Maybe there's Laglaim Ladawar, there's a hint already that she's cheating on him. Sha'arei kina lovanistara, because he warned her and she went to hiding. Oh, maybe in that case, one witness should be believed. But if you tell me no, one is not believed, and she's allowed to go to her husband, but it says 1 second, she didn't go by force. The guy didn't force her. She went willingly. So she should be forbidden to her husband. It's the we still need to say one witness is good enough. I would think to say, maybe he's not believed until she has two witnesses to go against her to prove that she cheated. And with two also, when she is willingly, Kamashmala, no. Halacha says no. What does that mean? You don't need two witnesses. And because she went willingly, she's forbidden to her husband, and she's Sota. Next piece of Gemara. The Mishnah says, Rabbi Yeshua says, he warns her through the two witnesses. My time is Rabbi Yeshua. What's the reason of Rabbi Yeshua that you need two witnesses? Because Pasuk says, Ba, to her. Ba, lo bekinui. Only in hidden, when she was in hiding with different men, but not when he was warning her. Ba, lo bistira. On her, when it found that she was cheating, but not when she just went to hiding. Rabbi Eliezer said, no. Bav lo bekinui. In when she was with a guy, you need over there two witnesses. But not when he's warning her. Warning, it could be one witness good enough. But Emma Bav lo bestira. Or maybe. You need two witnesses when she was in act, but not when she was in hiding. Gemara says, "Stira itkish letum'ah." You know what? Stira, when she goes to hiding, that is compared to going and being with the guy. Since hidden and intercourse, relation, is close to each other, so therefore, over there, one witness is enough. Because it says, and she was hiding, and she was living with another guy. Kinui, but kinui, when he was warning her, also compared to relations. It says what? And he was warning her, and she went, and she was living with a different guy. But the Torah says, ba, what does that mean? What does that mean, ba? And she doesn't have a witness. What does that mean? Uma ro'it mistavra stira adifa. I would think to say, if you compare two things, warning and hiding, I would say hiding is stricter because after hiding, she goes and lives with a guy. Sheken osata ketum'ah. Because after hiding, it's like forbidden, like an action itself. Adarabba. Gemara says, no. Kinuyad, if it's opposite. When you warn her, that's worse. Why? Sheken ikar goram lo. What caused to warn her? Because her actions caused it to warn her. Because if there is no warning, she just went into hiding with different men. There's no problem. Why? Husband did not warn her. Ila stila kinui mika. 1 second, Gemara says, if there is no hiding, if there's no hiding, who cares that he warned her? But there's no hiding, so what's the problem? Ve'ilo kinui stila my ahani. And if they did not warn her, so what hiding is going to help? Afilo hachi stila adifa. Still, hiding is worse, even though without warning. Hiding doesn't do nothing because she was hiding. That is worse. The atchalta the tumahi. Anytime when a woman goes to hiding with different men into certain apartment, God forbid, into certain house or office, and they lock the door, that's already beginning of beginning of the relations. Guys, you want to stop here? You want to continue the rest tomorrow? We got tired? Or you want to continue 5 more minutes?
I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
We're okay. Okay,
so let's go further. 5 more minutes, okay? Sorry. Thank you, guys. Wow. 15 people in the house. Proud of you all. Thank you. Mishnah. So Gemara says, Matnitin, Loki Haitana. Our Mishnah is not like this bright. Who's talking? Please, guys, mute yourselves. Thank you. Mute. Thank you. Okay. Matnitin, the law, our Mishnah is not like this bright. What the bright says? The Tanya, we've learned the bright. Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda, Omer, Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yehuda says, Mishu, Rabbi Eliezer, from the name of Rabbi Eliezer. Ha-mekaneh li'ishto, mekaneh al pi edechat. When guy is warning his wife not to go into hiding, he has to warn through one witness. Or al pi atzmo, or one witness is enough, or himself is enough. Means, like you see Lashash, remember I told you Lashash in the beginning? He told her in the house not to hide with the different men, a one-on-one. Even that is not allowed today. So Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda says, guy could warn his wife with one witness, or even himself, no witnesses. But when he gives her water to drink in a Beit HaMikdash, he needs to have 2 witnesses that she was hiding. To have 2 witnesses that she was hiding, and then he takes her to Beit HaMikdash. Rabbis, they heard this statement of Rabbi Yosef and Rabbi Yehuda, and they say, excuse me? What are you saying that he could give a warning alone? Then there's no end to the end. There's no end in the world. He could say, listen, I gave her a warning, even though he didn't. My time with Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. So what's the reason of Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda to say that even alone he could give a warning? Omar Kroba, because it says to her, Bavlo Bestira. He gave to her under kinui, under warning, but not in the hiding. Hiding you need 2. Wait, ba lo bekinu. So 1 second. How do you know on that? On warning you need 1, and not on hiding you need 2. So maybe by warning you need 2. Kinui itkish l'tuma, because warning is compared to the action. It says because we warned her and she went and she slept with the other guy. Still, Gemara says 1 second. Hiding also compared to being in the relations. It says and she was hiding and she was living with the other guy. No, it comes to teach us when a woman goes to hiding, how long is considered hiding? You have to measure how long it takes a man to be with woman. How long it takes? 5 minutes, 6 minutes. So if she was in hiding for 6 minutes, she's not allowed to go back to her husband anymore. So rabbis, they came to Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda said, what are you saying? he could give a warning alone. There's no end to this. What does that mean? What do they mean? The zimnin, the law kan, Amar kana. Because sometimes husband's so upset at his wife, he takes her to bed and he says, "You know what? I gave her warning." She said, "What are you lying? You never gave me warning." He said, "No, I did." So in order to cause her in trouble, he's gonna say that he gave her warning, but he didn't. The Mishnah 10 years later, but according to our Mishnah, when he's angry, there is end to the zimnin. The law is starter, Amar is starter, because sometimes she's not hiding, and he will make up a story that as if she was hiding. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak bar Yosef. Rabbi Yitzchak bar Yosef says, Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Rabbi Yochanan, Avla divli Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, and the Davar. Even according to Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, there's no end to it. Avla divli Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda. If according to Rabbi Yosef, Rabbi Yehuda, when he's not angry at her, and he warned her at home when she was with him one-on-one, there was no anger involved, and he did that even though he was not angry, still he's not allowed to give her warning. So how much more in our Mishnah when he's angry? Ikar. Why? Because there is angry. He sees she's going to hiding, and then he gets angry. Hatam leka ikar. By Mishnah, there is anger, but by Rabbi Yosef, there's no anger. Ella, eat marachit. Gemara says, stop. This how we have to say it. Amar Rabbi Yitzchak Rabbi Yosef. This is what Rabbi Yitzchak Rabbi Yosef said. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, according to Rabbi Yochanan, lediv Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. According to the words of Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda, after Mishnah 10, end of the verse. Even according to the Mishnah, there's no end to this. Amar Rabbi Chanina Mesor. Rabbi Chanina Mesor said, Lo, lema, inish, leitete bizman hazeh. Our time, after Beit HaMikdash destroyed for 2,000 years almost, no man is allowed to give warning to his wife. Lo litzir ba'ade ploni. Do not go to hiding with these men. Not allowed to say. You say it, you put yourself in trouble. Dilma, kamash malan, Dilma kamat Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda. Why? Because maybe law is like Rabbi Yosef Rabbi Yehuda that warning one-on-one between you and your wife also consider warning, and you're not allowed to be with her, you're not allowed to take her back after she goes into hiding. Therefore, no warning. The Omar kinui alpi atzmo mistatra, because he would give her warning on his own, and she goes to hiding. And we don't have water of Sota today to check her out. And he will cause, your question, he will cause by warning her that she's not allowed to go back to her husband ever again. So therefore, no warning. When a person doesn't do any warning, whenever you put a person face that as if she's suspicious or he's suspicious, they would do worse. So therefore, trust is a big key in the world between father and mother, between children and parents.